If you are breastfeeding right now, I just want to celebrate you because I am assuming that this is most likely more work than you bargained for. You're doing an amazing thing for your baby by feeding your baby and keeping them alive. So celebrate and cheers off to you. That being said, you most likely are in this position for long hours of the day, which does create quite a bit of strain on the shoulders and the neck, so I wouldn't be surprised if you're experiencing upper back and neck pain. My name is Robin. I'm a holistic movement coach and a birth doula in the Seattle area. And today I wanted to work you through a small sequence of 5 different areas, movements, and myofascial release techniques that you can do from home to start to relieve that tension. Because we're in this position for so long, the places and areas of focus are our pecs, since they are shortened, the back of our neck, since it's rounded and then gets kind of stuck in this position. Same with our thoracic spine. Because we're in this rounded position, often the tissues tend to get kind of stuck in this area, so we're going to start to mobilize and open. And then also working on your traps, so the tops of these shoulders. Sometimes when we're tired and we're stressed and we're holding weight here, those traps can start to tighten and then stay tightened. So we'll work through each of those movements today. All you'll need is 2 tennis balls and a sock. You'll be putting your tennis balls into a sock using those double balls, and then also a single ball. This is a follow along video, or you can just simply watch it and try these techniques at another time. I really hope that these help. If you start to do these daily, perhaps just one a day or multiple times a day, I guarantee you'll start to find some relief after all the hard work that you're doing while breastfeeding. All right, I will meet you on the mat. There's kind of this soft little divot there. As you're flexed forward, you can even put your fingers there and try this yourself. If you put your fingers on that spot and you lean forward, you can start to feel the muscles engage and tighten. And because we're in this position often, we want to start to lengthen and soften that area, which will lead to a little relief in the neck. Before we use our balls, let's do a little bit of movement in the neck before we even start, all right? So some nice neck drills. You can place your hands on your chest, pulling the skin of the chest downward. I'll go sideways here. And nice and slow, let's look to the left as you pull the skin of your chest to the right. We'll go side to side, nice and slow. Starting to tune into your breath. Again, this is a follow along video. So if you don't have time to do these movements right now, you can always just watch and try them later, or follow along with me. All right, from there, let's gently tilt the chin forward and then pull the back of the skull towards the back of the room. Again, nice and slow, shift forward, pull it back. Last one, and pull it back. Nice. From there, let's take our ear towards our shoulder. You can drop your hands and lift up through your jawbone, so you're still finding length into the side of the neck. And then we'll bring it to center and to the other side. And as you're moving, starting to tune into a deeper breath in and out through your nose. All right, last one. This one's the most complicated. We'll take our ear to our shoulder, look up into the opposite direction, and then drag your nose to your shoulder on the other side. Again, turn ear to shoulder, look up and over to the other side, and continue like this, nice and slow. We're drawing an infinity sign with our nose in front of us, just to start to get some movement in the neck. Nice. Last one, beautiful. All right, we'll take it back to center. All right, now is the time we work with our balls. So this is a rad roller ball. I'll hyperlink it down below if you want to check out this company. They have great tools. But if you don't have these at home, you can take 2 tennis balls, 2 lacrosse balls, or if you have 2 yoga myofascial balls, place them in a sock and tie it up so that they're glued together. We will be placing the balls on our occiput area right at the back of the skull. So you can roll them right around here, and you'll have to hold them in place with your fingers like this. Otherwise, they'll slide down the neck, which we want them to we want to keep them on that occiput area. From here, let's come all the way onto your back. And then the first step is to just breathe. So you'll take a couple breaths in and out through the nose or mouth, just allowing the back of the skull to gently soften into the balls. Staying here as long as you need, and then the next step is to gently tuck your tail back and forward. So now the balls are rolling up and down the skull, just gently. Yes. You'll do that for as long as feels good, and then we'll pause, and then this time gently turn your head to the left and to the right. So now you're feeling the balls gently shifting, or the weight shifting into the left side and into the right side. Yes, so you'll follow that for about a minute or two, just really focusing on that area softening. And then you can release the balls once you're done. I'm moving through these a little faster than you would do them, but just for learning purposes. From there, you can let your head relax into the ground and maybe knock the head to the left and to the right. You might continue to do those pelvic tilts a couple times, just allowing softness in the back of the neck. Awesome. So that's a great one for the back of the neck. Even if you just move through one of these a day, that's perfect. So that's the first one. Next up, let's move to the traps. So that super tense, tight area. First, we'll do a mobility drill, and then we'll do the release. Let's go ahead and stand on up, and then you'll need a single ball for the release. All right, once standing, let's start to do a little bit of mobility drills for the traps so we can just heat up the area before we head to the wall. So for the traps, let's reach the arms out to the sides and grab hold of invisible ropes. Nice. Point your thumbs downwards. You might feel a stretch along that wrist, which might feel really good if you're in that flexed position often. Then lift one shoulder up towards your ear. Slide it back down. One more time, we'll lift up and then rotate inward as you look to the other hand. And then drop it back. Let's try that again. So you'll lift your shoulder up, rotate it in as you look to the other hand. Notice you're kind of twisting that hand, this guy. Let's try it one more time, lifting up, rotate in, look, and then you can even twist the opposite hand away from you. Nice. Let's try it on the other side. So we'll lift up and down for a moment, again up, and now we'll rotate it in as you look to the other hand. Feel that stretch along the neck all the way down through the trap. Unwind. One more time, lift up, rotate in and look, big breath, and unwind. Last one, lifting up, rotate in and look, and unwind. Now let's go side to side. So we'll lift up, rotate in, and you might even add a diagonal squat. So hinging your hips to the diagonal, rising tall, reset. Other side, we'll lift, rotate, hinge and look, Other side. Let's do one more on each side. So that diagonal squat is like you're sitting in a chair, just 45 degrees right behind you. Feeling an outer hip stretch as well. Awesome. And release. All right. From here, let's grab a single ball, tennis ball, myofascial ball, whatever you have, and find yourself a door frame or a corner in your house. All right? All right, I am going to use this corner as my stabilizing base. We are placing the ball right on top of your trap, so right on top of that shoulder. And then we're using this corner to place the ball here. So take your ball, place it. Shoulder comes on to the ball. Let that hand relax down to the ground. And you're going to search for your trigger points. So for most people, we're pretty tight in here. You can start by sliding side to side, just searching, mapping out the shoulder. You might also move gently up and down, just seeking those little spots. And once you find a super tender place, let's pause and take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, see if you can soften the shoulder. So we'll spend just a couple breaths here, searching for those tender areas, finding a breath in and out. And there's no need to attack the muscle. So just leaning, you get to control how much you lean into the weight. Finding your breath. Good. And release, and then you'll try it on the other side, same thing. Placing. You have to get kind of creative with what you use here. That same thing on the other side. Good. I'll speed through that side, but you get the picture. Feel free to pause the video and do that other side. Next up, we're going to move into our pecs. With this, let's find ourselves a flat wall to work with, all right, and your single ball. All right, for the pecs, we have 2 steps. We're gonna do some release with the ball, and then we'll do some stretch on the wall or on a door frame, okay? So you'll place that single ball onto your pec muscle. It can be really close in towards the shoulder, or right below the collarbone. We're going to kind of explore this whole area, not obviously going down to the breast, but keeping up close to that collarbone, all right? You'll place the ball there, and then leaning gently against the wall, you can play with where your arm is located. It might be down below, or you might bring it up high like so. And we're exploring to find those little tender points. Once you find a tender point, hold and breathe. And then you might also explore drawing baby circles with your hand on the wall. That's an option. So you'll do this for quite some time, seeking out all the stuck places. Then after you do that, take your elbow, you can hook it to the edge of a door frame, and then we'll lean into that nice pec stretch, finding some breath, keeping your heart lifted, and opening on that side, breathing into the chest. And then of course, you'll do that on both sides. So lastly, we'll move to our mat, and we are working now on the thoracic spine. So right in between the shoulder blades, or perhaps a little bit lower. First, we'll do some myofascial work to loosen up the tissues, and then we'll do some mobility work on extension and also rotation, and that will be the end of your self-care sequence geared for breastfeeding, all right? So first up, you'll grab your double ball. We're placing it right between the shoulder blades and perhaps a little bit down, right where your bra strap would be, but you're going to explore a little up and down to find the perfect place for you. So take yourself onto your back with the balls in between on either side of your spine, right around where your bra strap would be. And then you'll take a moment to move a little bit up and a little bit down until you find the proper placement for you. For some of you, this is going to be very tender, so you might just play with laying here and breathing to begin before you move on to some of the other movements. So you would stay here for a while, breathing, allowing your back to soften. And then you can start to play with tucking your tail forward and back to start to feel the balls sliding up and down your spine. Doing that for a while, just massaging the tissue, the fascia in the area. And then next step would be to knock the knees gently to the left and to the right. So now you'll feel the weight of your body shifting into the balls to the left and to the right. And then lastly, we'll take our arms, interlace your fingers. Now this one, if this feels like too much, maybe save this for once you've developed a little bit more softness in the area. But we'll reach on up overhead. Big breath in, and then as you exhale, we'll lean forward, reaching in between the knees. Again, we'll lift and reach up and overhead. Big breath, and then again, pointing in between the knees. You'll do that just a few times, then you might pause in this extended position for a couple breaths. Beautiful. And release. Excellent. All right, from there, let's move our way onto one side. Arms can come out in front of you. Feel free to grab a pillow underneath your head if you need it. And then we'll take our arms right in front of us. This front knee will stay on the ground. We'll take the top arm and slide it up and overhead, spiraling the chest to the sky, circling back around. Now, as you're doing this circle, don't let the knee come off the mat because that's actually stealing mobility from your thoracic spine. So instead, keep your knee glued to the mat. Even if that means you can't rotate as far, that's just fine. Let's do one more circle. Good. And then you would do the same thing on the other side. So I'll let you do the other side. And then the last movement you may enjoy is a few cat-cows, especially this upward motion, because you most likely have some kyphosis or some rounding in your upper back. You might more so focus on the lifting of the chest and then just the tuck of the tail rather than pushing through your upper back. So pull that chest through, really drawing belly button to spine as you exhale. Good, and then you can press on back, finding a few ending breaths in a child's pose. And there you have it. That is a full-fledged routine to release some of that tension in each 4 of those areas. I really hope this is helpful to you. Please give them a try, even if it's just one at a time, and let me know in the comments below if it was helpful after you've been doing them for a couple weeks. If you're interested or seeking support in some more body care, one-on-one coaching, I am a holistic movement coach and I offer one-on-one and group coaching to women such as yourselves, especially in this time of transition as your body has just gone through so many changes and perhaps you're needing to find new ways to move, to heal your core, to engage your pelvic floor again, and to just feel better in your body. So if you're interested in speaking more, you can click the link down below and book a call with me, and we can just chat a little bit about what I do and what you're looking for. I hope you have a beautiful day. Keep feeding your baby, keep moving and feeling better in your body, and I'll see you in the next one.